Good evening and welcome to the online campus of Good Shepherd Church. This is the Good Shepherd Show. Tonight's lineup includes an interview with a parishioner. Father Miller takes you behind the scenes on how he films the rosary and Stump the Priest questions and answers. I'm Brian Pritchard. Now here are your hosts, Father Neil Sullivan and Father Sam Miller with the Good Shepherd Show.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Good Shepherd Show. We're glad you're with us tonight to share with us some time together, and glad you're hopefully surviving this incredible heat wave that we're having. Father, how are you doing?
Doing very well. As you can probably tell, just a little bit tan.
Yeah, how was your vacation?
It was very nice.
Good. What's it like to have a vacation?
You have to take one to experience it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, one of these days I may have time to do one. Yeah. Unless Broken Vicar stays around for a little bit.
Well, Brian, help.
Oh.
Well, we got a jam-packed show tonight for you
We
guys.
do.
We're saying goodbye to our seminarians, although they're still around for a couple days after this show airs. And we've got an interview with a parishioner coming up that you guys will get to see. So, yeah, it's a full night. And a behind-the-scenes thing with me, too.
So, very good.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Brian, how are you?
Doing well.
Good.
Thanks for asking. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, it's hot out.
Good.
Feels good though, right? We're gonna wish it was this hot in 5 months.
Exactly. I'm doing well too. Thanks for asking, everybody.
Yeah, I was just about to.
There we go. So,
All right.
well, we're going to have Father Miller now talk to our seminarians. Their last week's here. We're glad to have had Tom and Dozie with us all summer long, from May 26th at least. And so we're going to miss them. But so Father's going to do a little interview with them and get their closing perspective as we move on to the next phase of their lives.
So,
Yeah.
Wow, how'd
we
that
go.
happen?
Whoa.
Well, Tom, it's been very fun having you guys here for the summer. One of the things that I've wanted to ask you guys so much is your experience here. Of everything that you've seen and done, what would you say is the biggest thing that's stuck out to you?
Honestly, and I say this to all the people that I meet, my favorite thing while I've been here has been the communion calls in the morning. It's that time where even, since we got into the green phase, Dozie and I get to go out and visit parishioners and bring them the communion and actually get to hear their lives, what their experience with the faith has been like, and try to, in our own limited way, try to help them in any way that we possibly can.
Sure.
So that connection between me and the parishioner themselves has been probably my favorite part.
It's awesome. And great having you guys be able to reach out to those who are homebound. If you're heading back to St. Charles after this is all over. The transition thoughts.
I hope I get to go back to St. Charles. Everything's all still up in the air, with coronavirus. But as of right now, the plan is to have school start again August 18th. And I think my experience here at Good Shepherd is really going to help me transition back. It provides tons of examples that we like to bring up during classes. How would you handle a different situation? So I get to bring my own experience, but also hear other seminarians and their experiences in their parishes as well.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you guys so much for helping out this summer. It's been great having you on. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but remind our audience before you go, how long do you have? So
I've got 2 years, so I'm going into third theology. At the end of my third theology year, I'll be, hopefully, God willing, ordained a transitional deacon, and then a year after that, ordained a priest.
you'll make a great one.
I hope so.
Thank you so much.
Thank
All
you,
right.
Father. Very good. Dozie?
Good job. I thought Buildings and Grounds was your favorite time here.
That's a close second.
You hurt me.
That's a close second.
You're a professional mover and a landscaper now too. We'll have to call down there and let them know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Dozie, now that you got a chance to listen to how Tom said everything, you've been able to warm up your own. What would you say has been the thing that stood out to you the most this summer?
I think it's been a very different summer with the coronavirus and everything. So I think one thing that the kind of lesson I've learned from all this is just the importance of the hidden life, You know, because Jesus from 12 years to 30 years, we didn't know what he did, but he was probably doing a lot of things behind the scenes, right? So that's how I'm trying to take this. Like, I'm getting to see a lot of things behind the scenes, how Parish Life works, you know, helping clean up, all these different new initiatives we're trying to take that most people on the outside don't see, but I'm really privileged to be able to see them and learn a lot from them. And so that's my big takeaway, like just how that affects my interior life, how that affects all these little things that people may not necessarily see, and because we're not able necessarily to meet people one-on-one as we used to. So just seeing how things change, but that how the church is still the church, how things are still growing, and how I'm learning a lot from those different events. You know, just like helping out in little ways that I can. If that makes sense.
That does make a lot of sense. That's
Yeah.
awesome to hear. That's really cool.
Yeah.
And he's practicing for his evaluation, Father Sullivan. Just, that's great. So for you, the transition back to Mount St. Mary's.
Yeah. So
What are you looking forward to?
I'm looking forward to seeing all my brother seminarians. You know, I haven't seen a lot of people during the summer, so it's going to be good to reunite with friends. And but it's going to be a very different semester with masks and social distancing and all that. So it'll be an opportunity for growth, definitely, but also yeah. But I'm really looking forward to going back to seminary in the fall.
I gotcha. And same question with you. With how many years you got left?
Yeah, I have 3 more years.
3 more years.
Yeah. So
Oh man, then it'll go just like that.
time flies. Time flies.
The
We're
summer's
having fun.
flown.
Yeah.
You guys did a great job. Thank you so much for well, I mean, Bishop assigned you to us, but thank you guys so much both for your work ethics and your positive attitudes and really helping us out get through some of the hottest weeks of the summer.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Our parishioner spotlight tonight, we are going to focus on someone that's here to serve our parishioners and someone who is brand new to our Good Shepherd team. And we're glad to welcome to our parish family, Deb Sullivan. Deb comes to us with a big background in education and adult faith formation and is joining our team as our Family Life Ministries Director. And so, Deb, welcome. We're glad you're here.
Thank you.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
So, background-wise, I started here on the West Shore growing up, going to St. Joe's, then moved to the East Shore at St. Catherine's and Bishop McDevitt, went to Shippensburg, and after college, ended up settling down, raising my 7 kids, homeschooling. This is putting it in a nutshell. And then, after the kids were grown, came into parish ministry, working at St. Catherine's, and now here at Good Shepherd, and so happy to be here.
Absolutely. So tell us, what exactly is Family Life Ministries? What is the scope of that?
Well, it's a pretty big scope. Family ministry is dealing with all of the aspects of the family that the parish can help with in this journey, because our ultimate journey is heaven, and we want to do that journey together from baptism the whole way through. So any needs that I can work with the parish in helping families with their baptisms, with marriage, with small groups. That's why we have the Alpha behind us, because Alpha is an initiative we're going to be starting next month. Many different opportunities that we're going to be having coming up in the near future.
Yeah, really a womb to tomb ministry in many ways. So tell us about Alpha.
So Alpha is a program that I really think that that's going to touch the heart of a lot of people, because at many stages in life, we have that question, why am I here? What's it all about? And when we get into these discussions in small groups with our neighbors, with our family, we can explore those questions in a faith-based, safe environment. We can do this in small groups. We can do it online in small groups. So this is where our online campus is going to come into play as well.
And Deb, you're going to be pretty instrumental in our online campus as well, too. And so as we plan the incredible year ahead, and believe me, folks, it is going to be incredible. Everything we're doing is going to be able to be engaged in, whether it be in in real space, in the same space that we're in today, but also then also on an online format. And so it won't just be a recording of something, it'll be a live interaction with something going on. So everything we're doing is kind of geared toward engaging people in a very special way where we are right now. Deb, what do you think is the biggest challenges that number one, families face today, and also what do individual disciples face today?
I think one of the biggest challenges that we face is that we've lost our sense of purpose. When we're not connected with each other, especially because of COVID right now, we can sometimes feel that we're alone in this journey and we're not even sure what that journey is. So with programs like Alpha or whatever program we might be doing, if it's scripture with couples, or if it's even a surviving divorce or a grieving, we're able to reconnect because relationships are it's having relationships are key in this faith journey. So establishing relationship as we're focused on purpose towards heaven, towards God. I think that's the piece that we might be missing here. And love.
And love, exactly.
Love is the key.
Love. And you think about it, Pope Francis really talks a lot about this art of accompaniment, of going with people, walking with people on the journey. That accompaniment is a big phrase for Pope Francis, but also another phrase too is that idea of encounter, that we encounter people, and not just to kind of be in the same place in the same time. I mean, we're learning right now in COVID that a lot of our encounter is through this medium of technology. And even though we're separated by space right now and distance, there are some times that people can be in the same room and not be encountering each other, to see each other and to acknowledge each other. So a big thing for us to work on.
Right. Meeting people where they're at and doing the journey together.
Absolutely, absolutely. So we have some big things ahead. So Deb will be the person that's going to be working with couples preparing for marriage, with parents preparing for baptism, and then kind of everywhere along the line where we have those touch points and different things. But look for Alpha information coming out soon to be able to help us grow together and connect as a parish family. A parish is a family of families.
Family of families.
The church calls it a house of houses, and so a family of families. And so we're glad that you're with us and to be able to guide us through.
And I'm so excited to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So a lot of exciting things happening today with here at Good Shepherd, with Deb joining our team, and a lot of great things ahead when it comes to youth ministry and all kinds of things with religious education and all our initiatives going on here at Good Shepherd. So an exciting time to be with us here. So that said, time and with us here. So as we interviewed our seminarians, as we say goodbye to them this coming weekend, we know that they have been instrumental in taking care of many of the details during this green phase. So helping as greeters when people come to the church, working the slides for our hymns and readings, and also helping with the cleanup after the sanitation process, the sanitizing that we do, and the cleaning we do in the church. And so as they go on, we're going to need your help to help us do that. Basically, greeting before Mass is coming in about a half hour before Mass starts, and you stand at the door and you say hello, and just make sure that people have their face masks on. And then the slide transition piece might seem a little bit daunting in moving those slides forward with the readings and the songs, but it is very simple. It's just a matter of pressing a button and following along. It's brutally very, very simple. And the after-Mass team to help with the sanitization of what we're doing is extremely important too. And that takes about 15 to 20 minutes. It's very safe, it's very clean, and not too complex, but very effective. And so if you would want to share in any of those things and help us accomplish these important works that keep us all safe and comfortable during this important time, please reach out to the parish office, specifically Sarah Maseko, and we'll get you on board. So, Father, you have another behind the scenes look for us today. And what is that about?
So we are back to a more traditional kind of view of behind the scenes. We thought we'd change things up a little bit last week, but this week we're doing I'm showing you all how I film the rosary. And it's a little bit creative. So why don't we take a look? Hey everybody, welcome to another behind the scenes here at Good Shepherd. And this time we're actually behind the scenes. No no funny volleyball short for us today, although still here. I was like, I had way too much fun with that. Okay, so today I'm going to talk to you about how we do the rosary here at Good Shepherd. Not necessarily how we pray it, but in how I film it, how I make it happen. And it's kind of technical, but it's stuff that I loved. So let's take a look. So for those of you familiar with the rosary and how we've been doing it here at Good Shepherd, you'll know that I use, at least when we first started, I used locations. I was going around to all the different artwork that we had here at Good Shepherd, and I was filming in front of it. Then I got lazy. I decided that it might, not that we were running out of artwork, but time-wise, especially as we opened up, I thought it might be a good idea to maybe just make a place a little more stationary. One of the things that you'll notice when we shot the rosary these past couple months is that I've been using a background and I've been sitting in my chair. One of the things that you need to use when you're filming something that you need and you need to take out the background behind you, now you'll notice we're here in my like little rectory room, and you guys probably all knew that I was a dork, but you might not have known that I was a nerd. But anyway, speaking of unwanted backgrounds, in order to get rid of an unwanted background, you cover it with a screen. This is, I think we have George Lucas to thank for this, but thankfully we have a green screen. I think the technical term for it is chroma key, but I have no idea. I didn't go to film school, I went to seminary. I almost went to film school, DeSales to be precise, but green screen, or chroma key, is just a neutral background that's bright and vibrant, that the computer software that we use nowadays has the capacity to remove something like this, remove the color from the background, allowing us, so you'll notice when we shot the Good Shepherd show, we would take out the background and put slides up. That big episode that we had. The effect is that we can put stuff behind us that isn't really there. Bottom line. Quality chroma key requires a couple things. It requires no wrinkles that allow, you can see like my shadow, wrinkles create shadows which make the background a little less clear that you put in, and you can kind of see around the heads especially that things might not look right. The second thing that you need with chroma key is light. Ow. If you ever went to Santa's workshop at the mall to get your picture taken with Santa, you'll notice that they light up the area that Santa's in very, very brightly. And it actually turns out pretty well when you get your photo taken. Same thing with chroma key, that when we shoot with it, if you have the light evenly lit both on your head and on the background, that kind of stops the shadows from happening and makes the image cleaner. Lighting is huge, and it kind of gives us the opportunity to really make a nice, clean, crisp image. So now that we got the background all lit up, the next thing that you have to do is, well, I have to light up my face from where I'm sitting. So why don't we take a look? Okay, so I have to illuminate my face. And it's like, it's a photography thing, but it's amazing how this stuff comes into play with film. So if I have a light here, light there, and a light here. Now this is normally enough light that when you see my head for the rosary, I'm coming out clear and the background behind me is taken out. But one of the other things that you also need is a microphone. Now, can't really compete with the stuff that, like, if you've got kids and they're watching YouTube, I can't compete with the YouTubers, but good microphone. This kind of looks pretty heavy duty, and for one of my favorite YouTubers used it for a while. It's the Yeti, and a lot of YouTubers still kind of use it, which it picks up my voice pretty clearly, and also every sound the chair makes. So the thing that you see when we record, let me show you, is this little guy right, if I can find it, right there. They call it a webcam. This is my dorky, nerdy setup, but the webcam is the thing that picks up my face. I still have to zoom in every once in a while to do the rosary. So we have two audiences for our rosaries. We've got our online audience, and we've got our phone-in audience. The call-in line that we open up, our parish organizations that we I think it's actually, we call it Daily Rosary, and it allows people to call in if they, don't use Facebook or YouTube or the internet for that matter, which, believe it or not, and they're free to do this, people don't use any of those things. So we give them the option to go to the rotary phone. Hey, they laugh at that. I joke with them all the time. They're my favorite. So, two audiences. So you might ask, why do any of this? Why all of this for the rosary? Well, the truth is, I had this stuff before, and I never used it, but I finally have good use for it now. The second reason why I do this for the rosary is because the rosary is a meditative prayer. Saying the prayers, the Our Father, the Hail Mary, the Glory Bees, the Creed, all these things frees our mind, believe it or not. So you occupy your lips, and then it allows you to contemplate the divine mysteries with your mind, which is like St. Louis de Montfort, straight out of him. But what we use, the images, because even our minds get distracted sometimes. So, I think he recommends praying in front of some devout image. Well, we've got technology and the men and women who have gone before us who have given us very great images. So the images that I used when we filmed at the very beginning, and then the images that I use now for the rosary, they help our minds. They help our minds with, contemplating those divine mysteries. I use those, those people who watch me, I use Father Peyton's old rosary movies, which he made, and there a lot of the meditations that are written, he puts into visual form for us to see. So that's why. That's what I still get struck by some of the stuff that I see. So yeah, that's the basic behind the scenes stuff for the rosary and how we shoot it and everything here at Good Shepherd. Thanks for joining us for another behind the scenes here at Good Shepherd. I'm Father Miller. Thanks for joining me. I don't know if you heard that beep, but so you guys, not you guys in particular, but maybe you guys in general, are part of my behind the scenes for this week. And I'm doing the behind the scenes on how I shoot the rosary. So you guys will get to see, spoiler alert, you'll get to see what's going on behind me. And yeah, you'll get, I'm just kind of explaining basically how I set this whole thing up. And don't worry, as much as I loved personally last week's Sims Day off short, I figured it'd be a good idea to get back to serious stuff. But anyway, hang on. Wait, hang on.
Another great job. That's
you.
Wonderful.
Great video. How do you do it?
Exactly.
How do you do it?
Yeah.
Huh?
Magic of television.
It's amazing.
Is that what it is? All right. Well, guess what?
Guess what?
It's time to stump the priest now.
Oh my gosh.
Go.
Here we go. What is our theme this week?
Picnics.
Picnics.
Last week was summer, this week is picnic.
That's
Wow,
right.
Brian.
That's right. Who picked that?
I don't know.
No, that's good. If you guys know these questions, then I don't know. You're good. You ready?
Okay.
Thank you.
I didn't read them yet. Let's see here. Let's see, Father Sullivan, this first question is for you. To the nearest century, when did the first picnic table appear?
I have no idea. I have no idea. I would probably say. I mean, we know
It's
the picnic
the
occurred-
century. You got, huh?
I would say the 1st century because we know that the loaves and the fish was a picnic outside. So someone's at a table there. There may have been a picnic table when Jesus did that.
1800s.
1800s. Wow.
1800s.
Interesting.
Yes. All right, you ready, Father
Was
Miller?
it attached benches or separate?
It
benches?
doesn't say. It doesn't say. All right. Father Miller, does picnic come from the English, Russian, or French language?
Oh my gosh. I don't have a clue either, but thank you for giving me options. I think it's too simple to be English and not crazy, not involved enough to be Russian. So I'm gonna say French.
You're right. You're right.
Pulled that one out of the air.
That's good. All right, that's correct. All right, Father Solomon, what is Italy's favorite picnic day?
What is Italy's favorite picnic day? How would I know? I have no clue. I have no clue. Do they even have picnics in Italy?
Yeah, I guess they do.
I don't know.
It's Easter Monday.
Easter Monday.
Easter
How about
Monday, yeah.
it? Okay.
They call
Paschal Feast.
They call it Little Easter.
Little Easter. Nice.
I'm not going to read what it says in Italian because I can't.
Pasqualetta, probably something like that.
What'd you say?
Pasqualetta.
That's it.
Yeah.
See?
Easter.
That's
Pascal.
it.
Pasquale.
Yeah.
And
you know that?
means little.
All right.
Pasqualetta.
All right. That's all right. You're correct. Father Miller, Father Solomon, how many Oscars did the 1955 film Picnic win?
I've never even
See?
heard of this film. And I'm a pretty good movie buff.
Come on.
So, is this a real film?
It's a real film,
It's
yeah.
a real film?
Yeah.
Who did it star?
It doesn't say.
I'm going to
Wow.
say it won one Oscar.
No.
How about 4?
Nope.
This question on me.
Nope. Not 4. Let's see. You're both wrong. The 1955 movie Picnic won 2 Oscars, but was nominated for 6.
Oh,
So it's a must-watch.
I'll have to watch
You
that.
can catch it
yeah.
on
I wonder
catch it
what
on
it-
Netflix
I
or
wonder
something,
what it was
huh?
about. Yeah.
It's about a picnic, I guess. I
Yes,
don't know.
how about it?
Probably a pretty boring movie.
How about it? Well, that brings us to the end of another fun show. We're so glad you could be with us today. It's good to have Father Miller back alongside of us. And as we get ready to move forward, July, it's going to be August soon. Incredible. So stick with us. Remember, we're stronger together. And so let's stay connected to God and to each other. Father, any last words?
Please continue to like, comment, subscribe, share the video if you liked what you saw and you want anybody else to join in. This is a great way for us to stay connected.
Okay, and so until we see each other soon, please be smart,
Be safe,
be well,
be holy,
and be at
and
peace.
peace.